Okay, so there are 3 habits that kind of govern the 3x5 goal setting system. 3 habits: write, carry, and refer or look. I don't know. They're not the best words, but the principles are sound, so bear with me. Write. The first habit that you need to get good at is write, and that is basically filling out your cards. That's one of the hardest things to get used to, because if you're not doing it already, it just doesn't a lot of times register on the radar. I went through this and I spent years trying to be consistent at it. I was always on and off, but to really get to where I was doing it daily, every day, consistently, I had to put in a lot of work to get to that point. Some people, I'm sure it would come a lot easier if you're already doing it somewhere else, for example. But anyways, the first habit is writing down, getting in the habit of writing down your goals every single day. And you've heard me talk about this in other episodes. I'm not going to get into it so much here, but there is tremendous value in writing your goals down every single day. It helps you focus. It helps you stay connected with your goals. It opens up your mind and starts your subconscious putting it to work toward your goals all the time. So writing your goals down is a great exercise in and of itself, and that is one of the first fundamental habits that will make this system a success for you. So the second thing is carry, and this is the dumbest thing in the world, but I struggle with this one as well. In the early days, it's just I'd write my goals down and leave it on my dresser and head off to work. Well, guess it doesn't do you any good if you write these down but you don't take it with you, because then during the day you're trying to remember what was my plan for today. What did I write down? What were some of the things that I wanted to do? I can't remember. You get home at night and you see it on your dresser and you pull it out, look at it, and you remember all of the things that you should have done that you didn't. That's not a good way to go about doing this. You have to bring it with you. You have to carry it around with you. And in order to do that, you have to kind of figure out what's the best way for you to do that. Most of my shirts have pockets here. This one doesn't. So in that case, I just carry it in my back pocket. You might have a planner. You might have a little sleeve on the back of your cell phone. You might have a purse. You might have any number of options. But you've got to figure out what's going to work best for you, what you're going to be most likely to follow through with, and make that habit number 2 is carrying it around. Again, it's simple. This is really simple stuff, and it should be very easy. It's just a matter of getting used to it. If you're not used to it, then it's not it's not quite so natural, but after a while it becomes natural. It's like when I get dressed in the morning, I've got a few things that I take with me. I've got my wallet, I've got my phone, my cell phone, I've got my watch. I usually wear a watch. So there's 3 or 4 things when I'm getting dressed that are just on my radar automatically. My brain remembers them because they're a part of my routine. Well, the 3x5 card needs to be item number 4 for you, or item number 3 needs to be on that list of the things that you remember, that you don't go anywhere without it. Okay? You want to get to the point where you feel, have you ever left your house without something that you always have, and you feel a little incomplete? Like, let's say that you're a fanatical watch wearer, and one day you leave the house without a watch. You just notice, you just feel it all day long. You're like, man, my wrist, you feel it. They're supposed to be, I'm used to having something there, and I don't. And I want to see what time it is. It kind of bothers you, and you're conscious of it. That's because it's on your radar as something that's important to you. And when the 3x5 goal card shows up the same way, then you will have that same experience. As soon as you leave the home without your goals, you'll feel a little incomplete. You'll feel it. You'll notice it. You'll recognize it. You'll be like, oh man, I don't have my goals with me. Oh gosh, what am I going to do? And so anyways, it's a simple, easy thing. It's a small thing. It doesn't take a great deal of work. It just takes a little mind shift and some getting used to. So number 1, write your goals down every day on your card. So fill out your cards, basically. That's habit number 1. Habit number 2 is carry them around with you. Again, very easy, very simple to do, but so important. And then habit number 3, you might laugh, but this is habit number 3. People carry them around, but it doesn't necessarily mean they will refer to them during the day. Just saying. If you've got them in your pocket and they stay there in your pocket all day long, you may have written them down and you may have carried them with you, but they won't do you any good because you're not looking at them. So in order for this system to work, you've got to not only write them down, not only carry them around, but then also refer to them regularly during the day. So when you get to work, if you're at a desk, get to work, you set down your cell phone, maybe you set down a planner or something, set down your goal card right there in front of you, near the keyboard. So it's sitting there staring up at you and looking you in the eye all day long, waiting to be looked at. It's in your pocket, out of sight, out of mind. And we get busy, right? We get busy with our day, and our, people call and come in and pop in, and we get emails and unexpected things, and life is going to happen. It always does. Expect it. And so we have to get in control of our own time and our own lives and live intentionally. And that's what this is all about, is putting your card somewhere where you will see it, so that it becomes top of mind. And when you remember and you see it, then you're much more likely to do things. A lot of times we don't do things because we forget. It's very simple, very common, happens to all of us, some more than others. I'm very guilty of forgetting things like that in the past, simple things that I'm like, I got to do this today. But if your goal card is out and you can see it, you're much less likely to forget. So there's a few tips. 3 fundamental habits of the 3x5 goal setting system is, first, you got to write, you got to fill out your card, you got to bring it with you, and you got to look at it. Pretty tough? No, I wouldn't say so. I'd say that's pretty easy stuff, right? It just takes a little getting used to. But if you can just recognize that, gosh, that's pretty simple. That's all you have to do. You've got your life plan in place. You've done all the homework, right? You've built the foundation. And so now you're just transferring things over onto your goal cards every day. You are moving forward toward your goal. And if you just don't quit, you'll get there. That's all it takes, is not quitting. You might have to change your plans, but your goals are anchored and they're there. And you've got a plan. And now all you have to do is remind yourself during the day. So get in the habit, these 3 habits, and you're golden. You just got to keep doing it at that point. So that's probably what you're going to recognize as you're getting used to this program, is some of those things that are you're not used to already doing, might be a little tricky at first. It doesn't mean they're hard. It just means it might take a little practice. Some people they're wired differently and they just get it right away. There's boom, day number 1, never miss. They can just wake up and boom, they can start doing it. Right? Commit yourself to like 7 days. Put reminders up if you have to. But if you're anything like me, it might take a little bit to figure out and to get used to really get consistent at. But you know what? It's worth it. It is worth it, because once you're on track and you're moving forward towards your goals, life is so much more fulfilled and so much more complete, because it's a written plan and you're following it. It's not nebulous. It's not a dream. It's not just a hope that, gosh, I think I'm on track. You know if you're on track or if you're not on track, because it's all there right in front of you every day. But then also the life plan, that you do a check-in at least monthly, where you're looking at the big picture stuff, and you can always tell if you're on track. So get those 3 habits down. Try the 3x5 goal setting system if you haven't. And everything is outlined how it works at 3x5goals.com, 3x5, like a 3x5 card, goals.com. Everything is there. I encourage you to comment on this and other postings that I have. Follow me on Facebook, share, let your friends know if you've got somebody that could use a little boost in this area and goal setting and achievement. Love to have you share my stuff with them. I appreciate you following. Thanks for listening in, and make sure you have an amazing, well-oriented, goal-oriented achievement of a day today.